One thing I realize is situations like this happen so frequently. It's kind of the result of success to a certain extent. As you place yourself, in a sense, higher on the totem pole, the people that are perceived to be standing beneath you view you as someone that has it all together because you are succeeding. And if you're succeeding in an area, you shouldn't make a mistake, period, let alone in that area. Which is actually a really ignorant perspective, to think that because a person is proficient in an area that they don't still make mistakes in that area, because it assumes that they know everything in relationship with that particular topic. You can be proficient and still be learning about a topic. You're just proficient up to a certain point, and that's okay. But we spot out the slightest mistake, even when a person has had countless times that they have demonstrated that they have done the right thing or they have been correct. People are quicker to point out a flaw than they are to point out a success, which speaks to a series of things, that people need to feel superior, and that the only way to feel that way is to lessen the value of the other person, to critique them or say they made an error, because it indirectly implies that you wouldn't have made an error in that same situation if you're the one that feels the need to bring it to their attention, right? Otherwise, a person would say, I don't need to point out this flaw because I probably would have made the same mistake. So let me just learn how to fix that particular situation and gain a little bit in that area. And we can also take a different way of looking at it. Like, let's say you did know the information and you wouldn't have made that mistake in their same position. Why isn't the thought, well, that's easy. I can show them how to do that. It's an easy fix. They just made a mistake between here and here. Let me show them how to get that done, instead of, well, I would have known. So I feel like anybody should know. If you're old enough, you should know. It still speaks to a level of arrogance, if you will. And we handle each other with this type of thought process all the time, thinking that it's not a negative experience on the other side. Because for a person who knows the effort that they put into something and how often they critique themselves, and they make sure or try to make sure that things are, from their perception, perfect, and then you realize that the minute you have a blooper, there's more discussion about that than there are about the success stories, your achievements, the moments that gave people clarity and growth, the times you help people have an aha moment, the times you influence their character in any shape, form, or fashion. Those are not the things that are talked about in a viral type of way. But the minute that something happens that goes against the grain of what you stand for, or symbolizes some type of flaw, that's discussed for years to come in a lot of cases. And it speaks to the character of people, that we would enjoy more to ruin your name and your character and make you a bad person than we would to lift them up, teach them otherwise, provide them information. You see what I'm saying? Most people should lend a helping hand, as opposed to judging how they ended up in the position that they're in, or judging the outcome of a choice that they made. Understand why they made the decision, the direction, or their philosophy or reasoning behind doing what they're doing, and try to empathize with that situation and not look at it through your own eyes. In my opinion, true teachers or true helpers of others are looking for an area to encourage. And that's even when the situation seems impossible. You're looking for the slightest sliver of sunshine so you can focus on that area and make it grow. So when I see people have a nature to point out the negative thing or point out the flaw, it really disturbs me to no end, because I never was able to fathom how that could teach. It bruises, it doesn't teach. That's the type of experience that causes you to say, oh, I'm never doing that again. I'm never putting myself in that situation again, as opposed to that was a really dope learning opportunity. I was able to go over my strengths and my weaknesses, and now I know what I need to work on to make this easier next time. Or, I just realized this is an area that I'm actually really good at. So all I have to do is work on this. You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to develop someone, you speak highly of them. And if you're going to point out something that is a perceived weakness, you first let them know how brilliant they are in other areas, or this is what makes this easy for you because you're really a quick learner. You're able to work things out for yourself. You don't need a lot of guidance. You're able to be disciplined and focused. However, you need to encourage this person to say, I know for sure that you're capable. I'm just trying to explain an easy way to get there. That brings the light back into a person's eyes and keeps the dream going. Now they're still visualizing themselves accomplish something. But when you come and stand in between them trying to achieve and making a mistake and say, this is where you made a mistake, and grow that, nothing happens there. No greatness gets manifested there. In fact, growth slows down, and we have to focus on what we're trying to create. I really enjoyed this clip because it opened up a discussion in so many areas, because it goes beyond just a person who's perceivably perfect making a mistake. It speaks to the people that view you. It speaks to how they view you and the pedestal that they put you on and the boundaries that they hold you to and expectations. And it speaks to how your own success can put you in a situation to be held to responsibilities that you weren't seeking out, and that success can make you feel as though you can't be human. But in real life, we may perceive it to happen more frequently with people in the public eye, but this happens to everyone. This happens to everyone within families, within friends, within relationships, that we have a tendency to pick at the thing that stands out. And unfortunately, the anomaly is usually when you do something wrong, because the impact on your body emotionally is completely different than the happy feeling. So if anything disturbs your happy or even makes you look at it twice, it causes you to focus on it. But in the same regard, you can condition yourself to have a different focus, like focusing on the positive and understanding that if you focus on the positive, you can create encouragement, light, love, good experience, good health, good, quality of life. It's when you focus on the flaws and you're always picking at the flaws of everything, these same personality types tend to be the people that look at themselves in the mirror and see what they don't have before what they do have. You have to learn to be grateful for things and learn that there is knowledge even in the mistakes. And a beautiful thing that Einstein said, the only people that never make a mistake are people that don't do anything. So you have to ask yourself, if you're pointing out the mistakes of others, what are you doing? Peace.